Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the Horowitz Chaim's NIDCHEI YISRAEL, and we're going to speak about now how is it possible that from Yidden, people that were devoutly religious, while they were living in Europe, in Radin, in Lithuania, in Poland, and all the different places that they were, how is it possible that when they suddenly enter in to the pearly gates of America and the like, that they began to abandon their Yiddishkeit just like that? How does that work? V'hine, behold, kasher novo lachar achar sibas inyan, as we begin to investigate the reason behind this, shenisra shel etzlam kiyum haTorah v'mitzvos, why it is that the keeping of Torah and Mitzvos became so weakened by these people. Rabbi Heina, there are many reasons that causes the person to stray and veer from the derech that they were on when they were living in Europe. But there are four most reasons that cause a person to remove himself from the pathways of Hashem. And he says like this: there are those people that became weakened in their practice and their adherence to the mitzvahs because they imagine to themselves when they enter into this country. For example, as they got on the boat from Lithuania or Poland or Germany or Hungary, wherever they might be coming from, and the boat now pulls into the harbor over there in Ellis Island. So imagine the Yidden, 1900s, turn of the century, late 1800s, and they left behind the entire world, the bastion of Ruchnius that they were aware of. Now they begin to think like this as they enter into the new country. And they come up with in their mind that they're obligated to transgress many of the guidelines and the fences and the boundaries of the Torah in order to survive in this foreign country. When we were in Europe, and there was a little shtetl over there, and everything was going along nicely with the Jewish people, so for Shteitzach understood, we're going to live there, we're going to dwell there, we're going to keep all the mitzvahs, everybody's on board. But now I came to this veritable wasteland of Ruchnius. There's no shuls, there's no yeshivas, there's no place for my children to learn. I heard they don't even have a sheikh over here. You can't find a person who writes tefillin and mezuzahs. There's no sefer. So what am I supposed to do? Clearly, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought me over here, then it must be that it's expected of me to begin to abandon the ways of Yiddishkeit, because there really is no way to keep Torah and Mitzvahs over here. And therefore they imagine to themselves, since that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has arranged, I've been obligated, it's like against my will that the boats have brought me to these foreign lands. It must be then that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has done the same idea over here. Just like He brought me to this land, He removed the divine providence, so to speak, from upon me. And I've gone down from the madrega, from the level that the rest of Klal Yisrael is on. I'm no longer part of the nation of the Jewish people that Hashem has chosen as His portion. And the person, or even HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to himself, Shalom yeli ki b'shuz libi eilech. Hashem is saying that the person is allowed to say that peace unto me, and I can follow after my heart, meaning what do I have to worry about? When I was living in Europe and I was amongst my nation, so of course I'm part and parcel of the Jewish people, I'm the chelik, I'm the inheritance of Hashem, and I'm going to keep the mitzvahs like everybody else. But now that the hashgacha, HaKadosh Baruch has brought me to this far-off land, where there is really no way that I could easily keep Torah and Mitzvahs the way that it was over there in Europe, so that it must be that the reason that HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought me here is because I am allowed, permitted, and even encouraged to abandon the ways of Torah and of mitzvahs. And therefore I can do whatever I want and I have nothing to worry about. And they despair and they give up hope completely over a certain amount of time from keeping any of the mitzvahs at all. And therefore, sometimes such a person or peoples will end up transgressing some of the most severe sins that we have in the Torah. Kagoin, for example, Chil Shabbos. How many Yidden gave up Shabbos when they came to America? Or illicit relations and the like. They ended up assimilating, intermarrying, having relations with women that are not even Jewish, so on and so forth. How did they come to do that? You're talking about a Yid that grew up in the presence of the Chavetz Chaim. He grew up in the shadow of the great yeshivas of Europe. He grew up in Shtetelach, where there were tzaddikim that were rising early in the morning and going to the Beis HaMidrash, and they were learning and they were davening and they would work an honest day's work, hard out there in the fields, come home, eat a little dinner, go to shul, daven and learn, and their days and their nights and their Shabbos and the Yom Tov was infused with Yiddishkeit, with Ruchnis. How is it possible that a person could just abandon it like that? Because they came to believe the whole Torah becomes ownerless, it becomes worthless in their eyes. And this, says the Chavetz Chaim, is the first of the mistakes that a person could make that will carry them far away from the derech of Yiddishkeit that they knew back in the old country. Have a wonderful day.